Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel. I have pretty much ready from ashes. I am basically coming to this point of time of realizing these everyday topics that may have hit a nerve on some people or may have touched some people. As I said, I'm here to build and encourage. Anyway, the next topic I'm hoping to bring up is about knowing your circle part 1 series. Basically, this one is basically knowing your friends. I catch my own dream. So this is how it goes. Many of us don't really know or understand the real meaning of a true friendship. Obviously, let's get it out there. Not many of us do, quite frankly, because at this moment of time, for me, a friend or a true friend will be someone who you can trust and rely on when you go have your bad days and your good days, regardless of what it is. Because at the end of the day, I've noticed that many people who wants to be your friend obviously tend to want to cut themselves out, and when you do have a real bad hair day, and then you're faced on your own, obviously, to just do it, be it whatever it may be. When you're, maybe for example, if you're really depressed and they can't handle the situation that you're depressed and they don't know what to do, sort of thing, so they just back off, sort of thing. Real friends come and go, obviously, for a time and a reason and a season. Even though we have certain people in our lives that has been in our circle for a time and a reason and a season, some of them may have still stayed there to prove their point that they are true and loyal to the end of days, but some of them, I realised that even though in my last video that I mentioned about trust issues, that my trust can be really hard to be really, earned and gained basically through others, even though that to me trust is like a fragile glass sort of thing. Once you've got that glass in your hand, pretty much handle it with care, so to speak. A true friend, however, to me also keeps secrets that you share with them away from the world, away from the media, away from anything. They'll keep it wholeheartedly to themselves. Basically, sometimes when you have your most hidden dark secrets, sometimes they'll probably, if you've told them something that maybe you've been experiencing or encountering in your life, they'll probably be able to encourage you and support you regardless what it is. For at the moment though, I've noticed in my circle though, one of the people there has said to me that I may not know what it's like or feel like to go through something, even though I'm not them and it's not that situation I've been in or something. Sometimes I feel that, that's wrong, because I know how some things work, because yes, I may be older and stuff, even though now I'm growing older and wiser and beyond my years sometimes with certain things, and some things will still remain still to be learnt to this day. A true friend pretty much also remains loyal and faithful to you no matter what you face in your everyday life of a situation. A true friend is someone who is happy for you and will not crush your dreams, visions, spirits and whatever else it may be, because they'll just support you no matter what it is, and they'll be basically, supporting you every step of the way regardless what journey it is, even though, as I said before, many people's journey will be slower than others of where they need to be to achieve in that lifestyle, regardless of what they choose to become or whatever. They will support you no matter what. Also, so tend to not be jealous or backstab you or basically, lie to you in front of you or behind you, sort of thing. I feel that sometimes that if you're in a relationship, regardless of this true friend that you may have, that you really call a friend, they shouldn't be going about their business and just actually lie to you, or even just maybe betray your trust or betray you in a sense that they'll, maybe say if they had a crush on that, your particular someone, and they go about sleeping behind your back and actually, thing, and then they don't bother telling you, because at the end of the day I realise that sometimes friendships can be hard to come by, and sometimes life isn't all roses, as they say. Life isn't about pretty much having millions of friends. As I said before, I'm not here for popularity, even though I may rock the boat with some people, with some situations that I may encounter in my life, or some advice that I might give out. I might not be popular for that, but no matter what, I'll just get in there and do it, It's not looking at others and criticising each other's faults and flares and whatever else it may be, pretty much. I've learnt that myself, that we should accept everyone on an even scale, even par, no matter what the case may be. However, we need to be aware though, we shouldn't be following others. We should be our own original, standing out to be where we want to be. Sometimes some people may fear that, okay, it's going to just take 1 in a million people just to make a stand to what they believe in, and then maybe make a world of difference or change in someone's life, or even a change of a situation, regardless what it might be. Even though someone said to me, basically, it's going to take more than just one person probably to, make that change, regardless of, here's the example, if we were out of a food shortage sort of thing, like famine, and then all of a sudden an action will have to be occur. But then again, I guess sometimes some things will be left too late, a little too late, as the saying goes. Also, I have also think it's not always about pleasing others, regardless what it may be, pretty much. I've learnt now that it's not always easy to please others, even though I've learnt that why should I be pleasing others? I should be myself. I shouldn't be putting up makeup or putting up some form of degree of a little face feature that, think this is me, the real deal. Many people may, think that, I'm boring or uninterested of certain things. Yeah, well, maybe I'm not that kind of girl for your liking, even though many people think that I have high expectations of others, be it like if I had a so-called significant other and I've been putting on these high expectations. I've learnt now that with this particular someone in my circle that I've accepted him, and hopefully he'll accept me regardless, even though he keeps totally thinking he's still joking around with certain things, what we share, but hopefully one day he'll look at it in a bigger picture later on. As I said, we need to be real to ourselves, and obviously that if we can't be real within ourselves, then how else are we going to bring ourselves out? But at the end of the day, giving a moment of time, it's about loving ourselves and be true to ourselves, even if it means that we may have fewer friends in our inner circle. As I said before, many, many times before, that if our circles are smaller, so be it. Then we know who the real deal is. Even though I feel that sometimes many people fake it till they make it, so to speak, when it comes down to the reality of making friends and stuff. Sometimes, as I said before, also, many of us don't really understand or know the real true meaning of friendship or friends, or the whole concept of it. So it means that we have to relive it, relearn it, and rewire it in our brains, so to speak. It's about having truth in life. Okay, the words of "I've got your back" remains to be seen and true to this day for me, however, by others around me through their actions. Even though they say action speaks louder than words, and even though sometimes if someone says something wrong and they're sorry, sometimes I try to observe, and sometimes the action will have to come through from that apology, so to speak, maybe. But the temporary emotions to be seen, the temporary emotions that we may have or at any given moment of time are coming from a situation that is real for us, no matter what it is. Sometimes the words are spoken over our life in our darkest moments for a reason. Some of it is like either giving it a warning, or some of it maybe is like giving it as a sense of awareness, probably, or another one is for those type words that are spoken on our lives. Some of it is to build us up and encourage each other, even though many people may think they don't need friends or they don't need encouragement. They need this. There's a lie. Cut it out. You got to be real and true and say, right, okay, maybe there is something in there. Sometimes in our darkest moments, however, with these lives spoken upon us, if they are true, they need to shine out of us as well as others around us, and put it into other people's lives as well as pretty much in ourselves, as well as their future and blessings and challenges. Because obviously, like I said before, ripple effect, if we pretty much encourage each other and do everything, regardless if we're giving our time, energies to that particular someone in our lives, or even just a person that's out on the streets that you feel that needs a bit of encouragement, so be it. Every time, now and again, there'll be bound to be someone out there, but pretty much. Anyway, in the spotlight, however, many of us choose to hear what we want to hear, and thinking into ourselves that the message isn't for us, yet later on in our lives, pretty much it's full of insecurity, doubts, and more, pretty much to the point that, we should have listened, maybe, even though some of us think, oh, we don't need to listen to you, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do have a choice. You may not want to listen to us, regardless what we are speaking at the moment of time. But then again, be aware that with that person who's speaking onto your life or just talking to you, that they're there for a reason, and just be kinder to them, maybe, and just not be harsh, pretty much. Sometimes we need to listen openly with our hearts, not just our ears, however, pretty much, and change our way of thinking and the way we act, the way we, talk and stuff towards those people, pretty much, I feel. Even though many people may show bitter and hate towards that person, oh, they shouldn't have said that in the first place, and all these other, statements that I hear that rings in my ears all the time, pretty much. But then again, some people may think, oh, like that statement I always hear a lot of, how would you know? You haven't been in my shoes, you haven't walked my journey, you haven't, been through this or whatever. Yeah, you may think I not have been through this. For example, as I said to one of my circle, particular someone that's in my circle at the moment, that yes, I know how it feels to be alone and isolated and stuff, because obviously, as I said, as I said in one of my pretty much channel of an everyday encounter and everyday life of an Aspie, that pretty much it's been a really hard journey for me coming out of my shell right now. I used to be real silent, used to not talk. I used to pretty much find it really hard to socialise, even though, yes, I had trouble speaking. Obviously, I had to have speech therapy and all that to build my confidence up, and every other therapist to actually build myself up after being diagnosed fully now later on, pretty much what's going on with me and the way of my condition and stuff. But then again, I'm trying to get out of these hurdles, no matter what it is, and I'm sure that particular someone will hopefully listen to me and actually feel for me, because I feel for them, even though that many people think that I'm crazy and think that, I don't feel things and stuff, the actual physical feeling. But the thing is, as I'm trying to say to that particular someone, it's not always the physical feeling, okay, of that definition, it's the spiritual sense. Maybe one day they'll understand that later on, I don't know. But hey, the words that you act like they're mad at you, yet will still be there for you the most, I've learnt sometimes. Even though sometimes when they get really frustrated thinking, why did I bother talking to you in the first place, they'll come running back to you, obviously, and maybe think maybe to the point of, yes, you're right, I should have listened, or hopefully maybe one day they'll come to their senses and actually just maybe apologise to you, even though sometimes, like someone said, that we are not real within ourselves and actually be realistic and actually take full responsibility of our own actions and actions, and they put them finger on everyone else, even though sometimes it would be good to acknowledge that we're at fault at each other and then just hopefully get along. The words that you lost or had nothing will still be there for you also. Thanks will bring emptiness to the table when the table is full. Thanks will also pretty much always bring drama to your inner circle, no matter what it is. Even if you are doing the opposite effect, if someone was being really nasty and naive or just putting you down constantly, just thank them and go, merry day. Thanks, thanks for sharing, or something like that. As we know, it's saying they want you to turn away from the ones that are real from day one, obviously. Also being real on your own self, pretty much. They want you to pretty much turn away from the ones that you were starting from the bottom with, regardless who it may be, Your real circle will always remain loyal and tight, yet and some of your circles, they don't even belong in your team. However, some of them may be celebrating your winnings, but weren't there in the first place of your losings, regardless if you lost a friend, regardless if you lost a job, regardless what it may be. Men, listen up, this is for you. It's best to have one true and loyal woman on your side than 10 of your homies that is right beside you, supporting you, that claims that they've got your back. I'll tell you this from experience, even though there's going to be more on this based on the relationship series, that many times that if you think that your homies or whatever group of guys, your friends you call them or what have you, you're not guaranteed to know that one woman, okay, that is maybe in your life for a reason, even though she's maybe sitting there waiting patiently for you to come home, regardless if you're out there drinking with your homies and all that and whatnot. Or sometimes it's quite funny that some guys, I've noticed that they tend to, make a joke that, they're not going to go there, about even though they may be eyeing up a girl's buttocks or whatever it is, or whatnot, even though many men think it's just, hard not to avoid or whatever. But yes, okay, it may be hard to avoid the temptation that you want to, get up the edge and smack it, as someone said, smack that. But in all fairness, they're not. If you've got someone there, remain loyal to that particular someone. Anywho, another one is for the woman, listen up. It's best to have one true loyal man by your side than 10 fake female girlfriends that you may have in your inner circle that has your back and supports you through the good and bad. Even though, as I'm saying right now, you've got to be real and obviously using your spiritual eyes to know who the real deal is. Protect your circle, however. During the times of war is when the true soldiers are real. to them. And other thing, your hardest days will expose the real true friendship of others around you, regardless who they may be. You know, rock bottom will always show who the real true deal are of what is and what is to come, you know, and what is real. So that's pretty much the end of the topic of my first series of Knowing Your Circle, pretty much, part 1, which is going to be labelled as No New Friends, I Catch My Dream. So please like, comment, subscribe below pretty much, or give me a message basically on Facebook, either that or on YouTube, or even hopefully maybe if my Gmail hasn't been posted up lately, I might put that up if you want to private message me sort of thing, just to, you know, if you want to chat or something. I have a Skype account too, if people want to talk to me privately there. I might decide to add that later on. I don't know as of yet, but when no further ado, I'll just try and think. But as I said, know your circle, be real and optimistic about all this, and obviously, you know, be the real deal of a friend to someone that may be in need. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.